In this session, we've covered the topics subject-verb agreement. Now, subject-verb agreement is related with the knowledge of singular and plural. First, you all are aware of what is singular subject and what is plural subject. If subject is singular, then the verb will also be in singular number. And if the subject is in plural number, the verb will also be. Now just see, the singular girl. So, the sentence will be, he talks. And if plural, girls, so they talk. Now here you see, with he, we put verb with s. And with plural, we just put the first form of verb, no s is there. So this is the agreement with the subject and the verb. Now again you see some examples in front of you are there. The singular, I walk, you walk, he walks, she walks, it walks, Joe walks, the girl walks. They all are singular. I, you, he, she, it, or any name, or a girl, or a boy, they all are in singular numbers. Only with I and you in singular number, we use first form of verb. Only with I and you. Rest all singular numbers and the names, when the subject is singular, we use first form of verb and we put s. And in plural, we just put first form of verb. Like we walk, you walk. You can be used as singular and plural both. They walk. Joe and Maria walk. The girls walk. So I'm sure it's very clear to you, when subject is singular, we use s with the first form of verb, and when it's in plural, subject is plural, then we use simply first form of verb. Now, singular and plural. The concept of singular and plural is very clear to you. Apple, apples. Then, I'll give you some tips now. How to, relate the subject and the verb agreement. There are different situations are there where you really get confused. How to agree, how the verb will agree with the subject. Now I'll give you some situations. Suppose generally if subject doesn't end in s, the verb will be the first form of verb. How is it? If the subject does end in s, the verb won't. The girl dances. The one girl, the singular, dances. The first form of verb, s is there. The girls dance. As I have already explained to you, this plural number, the subject plural, so it will be the first form of verb. Now compound subjects joined by and. This is another situation. When the subject is compound and joined by and. See the example. The boy and the girl dance. The boy is singular, the girl is singular. But joined by and, it becomes plural. So they, it becomes they. So this will be first form of verb. Now compound subject joined by or. See the example. The professor or the students walk the halls. The next is the students or the professor walks the halls. Here you see, in the first sentence, the verb is agreeing with the students, and students plural, with the second part of the subject. And the second sentence, students or the professor. So the walks is in agreement with professor, the singular subject. So this is how we see the different situations, how verb verb-subject agreement exist. Watch out for everybody. Now everybody is another confusing statement, confusing word. Everybody loves grammar. Everybody understands subject-verb agreement. Everybody sounds plural. It is plural, but it is taken as singular and the first form of verb S is there. Now some pitfalls are also there. Some exceptional cases are there in grammar where you have to be very careful and where you must understand how subject is in agreement with verb. Sometimes several words come between the subject and the verb. Now just see, the student finds her new class easy. You just see, the student, though she had lots of problems in other schools, finds her new class easy. Here the student finds her. So this is how the relation is shown. Now propositional phrase. Sometimes the subject will come after the verb in question or when sentence begins with there. See the examples. Why is he falling asleep? Why are they falling asleep? There is no excuse for such behavior. There are no excuses for such behavior. Now relative pronouns, who, which, that, can be either singular or plural, both, depending on the word they refer to. Now this is also very interesting. Just see, the student who works hard will succeed. Here this who indicates singular. The students who work hard will succeed. Now here students plural is there. So the verb is agreeing with the subject. Next, how do I get this right? You'll ask this question, then how do we get it right? So certain tips I am going to give you. Just see on the screen. First, identify whether or not you have problems with subject-verb agreement. Look at the subject and then try to do in agreement with the verb. If you are having no problem, if you have been able to identify, you will have no problem. If you don't have any problems with this, don't worry about it. If subject is singular, verb will be singular. If subject is plural, then verb will be the first form, as I have already told you. And if you do have problem, then identify the verb, ask who or what is doing it. This will identify the subject. Say them together and make sure that they match in terms of number. As I have already given you previously the examples, so I hope you have been able to understand it very clearly. This is all for today. Thank you.